the options that you almost have to pick to make it back to stage in those scenarios. And with Rano, that was a very much, that is your chance. That is what you have to do, and that leaves you open to be punished. And that happens in all platform fighters. It's all to do with knowledge, right? It's all to do with how well you know it. But a rivalry is brewing. Here comes another winners round 2 match of JustPlay versus Orticoltore. Now, I recognize the name JustPlay. I've definitely seen them appear on the streams before. They are very, very good at what they do. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't recognize this skin. But that looks like Chris from Deltarune to me.
I would more argue that is Rolze. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's the wrong name. It's Rolze,
especially with the tag as well above. But no.
Oh my god, that killed!
Yeah, we were too busy talking about the skin right there, and Orticoltore said, no, you need to be looking at me, taking that insanely early stock, only 30% to his name, and not even 30 seconds into the match.
I have no words. Normally I do, but they absolutely fall away from me at this scenario. But if anything can turn it around, it's definitely this matchup. Like, I believe that JustPlay will be able, like, especially with the disadvantaged state of Etalus and how long you have to, like, kind of charge up your recovery. I feel like if JustPlay can get Orticoltore off stage, that, like, the aerial smash attacks can just take Etalus out of there, right?
I believe so. I believe as well he also has a pretty one-dimensional recovery. He has to recover in one very specific way. And if I'm not mistaken, Rano is one of the characters... Rasta is one of the characters that can punish that super hard with that down strong. But that F strong is going to be enough to take him off the left-hand side anyway.
It really is. JustPlay looking to even this out with damage as quick as they can. Obviously, not doing anything unsafe, but when the moment they found a hit, they run with it. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Finding just combo after combo, speed into speed, only putting the pressure on, but there's another sliding up strong that takes JustPlay out of there. Second stock lost a kin in the way that the first one did.
But it's weird to think, though, when you consider how early that first stock loss was gone, and when you consider that essentially we're already back at even stock. Obviously, there was that insane sliding up strong, as we saw on the first stock. But, okay, never mind. I was going to say that it was like super even in percents, but never mind.
The edge guarding! That was nuts! Orticoltore just not giving JustPlay a chance to breathe. I don't think there was any options for JustPlay. I think they just kind of had to hold those icicles to the face and pray they didn't kill.
Yeah, I don't think there were too many options in that situation, but maybe they can find the answer in Game 2 as we move on to Tower of Heaven. Obviously, no character change from either player here.
Yeah, once you have your character, you stick with it, especially on a roster of this size. Basically, everyone who has a main are masters of that main at this kind of level, and that's why it's so fun to watch. And if they aren't a master of just one character, then by God, do they have so much respect from me.
Very, very true. Now, at the moment, I think it's interesting to recognize the fact that this second game has not started anywhere near close to that first game. At that first game, we already saw a stock lost at this point. Now, at this point, we're seeing a much more even game, if not JustPlay with the slight advantage. And I think that's like a big thing to consider in this matchup. In this matchup, it is going to be Orticoltore getting those like occasionally like super strong strings that are going to be winning them just stocks at like super early percents, and then JustPlay just controlling 90% of the neutral.
Yeah, when JustPlay finds an in, they can work with it, but if Orticoltore finds one hit, that will be curtains on a stock. JustPlay looking to even this out, but Orticoltore does actually make it back A-OK, powering through the edge guarding and making it work. There's the mix-up on the recovery we didn't think was possible. Orticoltore riding below where Rasta was. Is that a kill? Not quite. Orticoltore still living that. And throwing out a aerial in the mix to make sure that JustPlay couldn't punish them off stage. There's the tiny little tap off stage, but it only does like, what, 2%? It doesn't mean much. Orticoltore just got to keep on rolling. You can't slow down.
Well, it's interesting as well because I'm noticing in those situations where Orticoltore is off stage, he's throwing out those forward airs, and I don't know if you're aware, but on the beginning part of that forward air when he holds up his arm, there is a part where you just cannot hit him. And I feel like he's doing that to great effect. Also, that forward air, they're going to be taking JustPlay off the left-hand side. This is looking like a much different game from what we saw earlier on.
It really, really is a very commanding lead from Orticoltore. JustPlay seemingly struggling to turn it around, but hey, maybe that hit might be what does it. Taking Orticoltore down to their second stock. If you can take this one off while only losing like, what, 50% total? You're then looking actually kind of nice going into your final stock, and then it looks winnable. And maybe that's what JustPlay is looking to do, not letting up just yet. And once, just as I said during winners round 1, the important thing is knowing not to overextend. You see a couple hits, the moment one fails, JustPlay is out of there. Because they have learned, and they have learned the hard way, that when Orticoltore hits, they hit like a truck, and here it comes. Edge guarding, starting to come out. Good pick up from ledge. There's the combo off the side. Oh, is that a kill? No, not quite yet. Icicle's coming down. JustPlay makes it back A-OK, surprisingly. Damn. Oh, that's it!
From across the stage, recognizing JustPlay's option and running up with the up strong. That is a very clean 2-0 from Orticoltore right there.
I am in shock. What a good matchup. Honestly, I would love to... The weird part is, normally when you see a game happen with that kind of stock count at the end, you're like, okay, so that was a commanding lead. That was swayed in Orticoltore's favor. No, I never thought like JustPlay was down that bad. Like, it always felt like there was a comeback in the works. There was something brewing. And I bet if we saw, like, a best of 5 with a potential reset with these two, I reckon we would have seen JustPlay start to get a download and maybe start to turn it back. But maybe that's just